Auto pause.
So good morning everybody, Carlos here, running on Emily Carr Drive, just about to turn onto Shadywood when it will become a lot less noisy. I was planning to record a show with my camera today, but I have 3 point and shoot cameras. They're all identical, but obviously they all have different battery life expectancy.
Time 42 minutes.
Some
Distance
of them are fully
4.38
charged,
kilometers.
some of them are less
Average
than
heart rate
fully
75.
charged.
Workout average pace 9 minutes 34 seconds per kilometer.
I'm gonna turn off a few of Samantha's updates criteria because I'm recording with the phone. I don't want to have to use the earbuds because the phone records better quality. Alright, so untoggle the heart rate zone and leave the heart rate and time, distance, work out average pace. Yep, that should be about right. Turn down the actual playback volume and put the phone away again. This is my new iPhone, what's it called? iPhone SE Special Edition. I think that's what the SE stands for. It's a lot faster than my other phone. It has a better camera. I took some video with it yesterday, but I promised Norma that I wouldn't run while I was taking video. Recording audio on my good phone, on my new phone, it's a lot safer because it's being carried inside my hoodie, inside my t-shirt, and inside its little pouch, so it should be fine. I'm now on Ralston Trail. Yeah, well, the battery on my camera, I forgot to check if it was charged or not. So I started recording and it went dead on me. Okay, so I have to check which camera I'm using and how much battery and which card it has in it. But still, back to old school, back to running, recording audio only. I could make a video from the Relive, which I could use for my trailer, and then I'll just put a Rivets Bog slideshow after that. I'll be curious to know what the sound quality is of this in the shirt production. Excuse me. Hello. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's nice when people go single file when they see a runner. Just about to cross over the little bridge over the Ralston Creek. I could take a photograph of the ducks without spoiling my recording, I think. Yep. As long as I'm not running, I won't be breaking my promise to Norma about running with the phone in my hand. I will walk with the phone in my hand, and I will record audio while I'm running with the phone in my shirt. All these rules that I make for myself. It's amazing. Apologies for any clothing noise. I'm trying to puff up my chest a little bit to trap the phone a little better between my skin and my clothes. Running downhill now. I thought when I left home today I had 2 cameras and 1 phone in my pocket, all ready to go. As it happened, I had an empty camera case in my fanny pack, and the camera on my chest, screwed in to its chest-mounted harness, had a dead battery. So there you go, triple whammy. But where there's a will, there's a way. All right, so have to be a little careful with the camera. I just managed to stop the recording when I took the phone out last time. Ow! I'll just leave it in my shirt now. Apologies for the ones who wanted to see a video podcast. Apologies for the ones who wanted to see lots of nice photographs from my new camera. What can I say? Mea culpa. Mea maxima culpa. So this is a wonderful nature preserve, a raised bog in a shallow basin. All the debris ends up accumulating in the bottom of the basin, creating a bog. And during the wet season, the bog literally floats. But there is also surface water and floating bog. Unfortunately, I don't want to say unfortunately again today, but unfortunately, I've forgotten what I was going to say now. All those unfortunately's. Fortunately, I have the technology to deal with this setback in one way or another. I will have 2 voice recordings to splice together with a little bit of video trailer. So the new phone is almost exactly the same size and shape as my iPhone 6. It has 1 single camera, which makes it a lot cheaper than the iPhone 12, which it is equivalent to in processing performance, apparently. This little baby is going to cost me $600 with taxes and the Canadian rate of exchange. The rain will prevent me from taking any more pictures today, unless it stops. But I have lots of file footage from the bog. I can easily put together a slideshow. I now remember what I was going to say, and that is that I can't hear Samantha. I have her turned way down low so that she's not yelling at us. But I'm going to have to gauge my own pace and effort. Ironically, when I finish this loop, I will be able to turn back the volume to listening levels and put in my earbuds and get the rest of my data from them. But it's just empty ears and an empty brain that you have to deal with today. Yeah, well, the nice thing about the video podcast is that when I run out of things to say, you can still enjoy the view. Whereas when I'm not recording video, you just have to imagine what's going on. Or if you're watching or listening at home on your laptop, you can always play Lexilus while you listen. Because after the initial trailer, there's not going to be much in the way of visuals. So this will be the bog episode. I have many versions of running around this bog recorded. Some of them still remain on my back catalogue, but I've had to start deleting episodes, basically just taking them off chronologically. The older ones get dumped, but it's quite remarkable when I look at the listenership that it's always between 15 and 60 listens, and some of the listens are from shows that I recorded way back, so I don't want to take all the old ones away because obviously not everybody's heard them. I think I have too large a catalogue for anybody to want to binge listen. I think they might get a little tired. It's almost better to remove episodes to keep the new ones closer to the bingeable zone. Normally when I binge listen, I go from, let's say, episode 1 through to the latest episode, which might be 20, 25. I'm prepared to invest 10 or 11 hours of my listening week to binge listen to a show. Granted, some of them I'll be in bed and I will probably fall asleep. So that's not always a very good idea to binge listen at bedtime. But the other time that I binge listen is when I'm not recording a show. Like right now, I would normally be listening to back episodes of something or other that I find interesting. And I don't know about you, but I tend to always listen right the way through. I like to know that I've done all of them. That's why if there's 100 episodes, I might not even consider it, because I would probably want to binge listen. Spreaker gives me 100 hours of programming. That's what they will hold for me. After that, I have to either buy more space by upgrading my plan, or I have to delete. So I choose the latter of the options. I'm just going to check that I'm still recording audio. It's still early enough for me to retrieve again if I have to. Yep, I have 9 minutes going now on the second file. I guess I could have checked to see if my Runkeeper app was still working. My Ice Smooth Run lady, Samantha, but she probably is. She probably is talking to you right now. This is the noisy side of the bog. The road runs to my left, right over my left shoulder. It's dead straight, dead flat, past the duck pond. I'm going to keep running until I get past two women that are walking towards me. There goes a number 6A bus. Hi. All right. Now I walk. Yep. I've done about 6 kilometers so far. A little over 6K. And my heart rate, I can tell from my watch, is within acceptable parameters. 137 at last gaze. My phone can stay safe inside because the data it's getting for my heart rate is from my watch anyway. And the duck pond. I might try and take a couple of photographs because you know what it is with batteries is they're never completely dead. They're just dead enough for you not to be able to do what you want to do. No. It gave me half a second to take a picture and then it said battery exhausted. Alright, so it's going to be file footage for the slideshow. I might actually be able to cobble together some running video at the bog. I'm sure I have some of that in my vast YouTube archive. So if I guesstimate, my first audio file was probably 5 minutes long. This one is probably 11 minutes long so far. So that's 16 minutes. Yep. Hi there.
Hello.
Past the ducks on the bank. Hi. Quack, quack. Take another walk break. Look at my heart rate. That's not so bad. 109. Soon to creep up, no doubt. I think these wrist-based heart rate straps aren't quite as accurate as the chest strap, and they're not quite as accurate as the arm band, but they do have their advantages. My watch is always charged and ready for use. I just hope that I haven't forgotten anything else important today. I'm hoping that the volume settings are okay. If anything, Samantha is probably too quiet. Time for another walk break. Yeah, this is like I used to do when I did my traditional hikes. Hello there. Thank you. Hi. Yeah, spring is definitely in the air, even though it's lead skies, grey overcast. It's feeling mild. I don't have gloves on anymore. I wore them originally, and I took them off within minutes of the start. Up I hike. This is a ramp that brings me up to the road level once again. All right, time to do some more running. I'm guesstimating that by the time I get back to Emily Carr Drive, it'll be enough material for a decent half-hour show. I'm hoping to see something like 24 minutes on the second file and about 5 on the first, and maybe 10 seconds of video. Yep, I'm beginning to formulate what I'm going to do with this material once I get home. This morning started with a cooking extravaganza. I made apple pie, I made mushroom and spinach quiche, and I made lime and garlic flavored hummus, all from scratch. So I have lots of good food to enjoy when I get back. That's going to be great. Hello. Hi there. Slightly overdressed runner. He was expecting it to be even colder than I'm a little overdressed, but that's okay. There are reasons for that. I wanted to wear my snug outfit so that the camera would fit inside my jacket with the body of the camera poking through above the zip. I couldn't have worn my regular hoodie, the one that I think I've probably thrown away, because the neck cut is not deep enough for the camera to poke out through. But that would have become a moot point after my camera died. Then I had to spend about 2 minutes, literally, with taking off my gloves, taking off one arm of my jacket, unharnessing the harness, putting it in my pocket, putting my jacket back on. I didn't bother putting my gloves back on. I felt that was futile, irrelevant, unnecessary. So the beer has been racked. A brew that I started 3 days ago is now going to spend 2 days in these earthenware crocks with taps. They're about, I think they're 1 gallon, maybe 2 gallons. No, about a gallon each capacity, with spouts, with spigots, so I can run the beer off into jugs when it needs to be bottled. I might actually try drinking it draft, depending on its clarity and condition. I might drink some of it draft, straight from the crock into my glass. So really and truly, almost everything that I eat and drink, I prepare for primitive, basic ingredients. I don't think anything I use is processed, other than maybe the half salt that Norma suggested I should be using a little more in my cooking, because it's iodized, like table salt, I guess, is iodized, but up till now I've always been using sea salt for my cooking. But she suggests that one of the few sources of iodine is from that half salt. It has potassium in it as well as sodium, so altogether it would be a good add-on to any cooking, especially if I needed, after the event, to make something a little saltier. I could use the half salt. But I used that today when I mixed the batter for my quiche. I used that half salt and pepper that I ground in a little pharmacist's mortar, grind the peppercorns, add the half salt. So while I'm using that mixture, I will be using iodized salt. This is Ralston Trail going up now. Probably have another 6 minutes or more of recording, and that'll be it for today. I've tried really hard. I had big plans. I had to abort most of those big plans because of a dead battery in my camera. But there you go. As I used to say to Norma, and Norman for that matter, because he once complained about doing a podcast to nobody. He thought he'd pressed record and he hadn't. That kind of mistake that we've all done. Well, I said to them both, Norma and Norman, when these snuffoos happen, that easy come, easy go. It's not like it's my final exam. I have Sunday ahead of me to make another recording. Hopefully I'll have the right batteries in my camera, so I will be able to do a video podcast for the weekend. Maybe that's what I'll do. Hi there. I could always do a video podcast once a week and an audio podcast the other time. Like today, the Thursday episode will be the bog episode, and it'll be just audio with maybe a slideshow trailer introduction with an extended or a looped slideshow continuing to the end of the short episode. Some more running now. I hope Samantha is agreeing with my choices. Running behind. Hi there. Okay. They were a little startled. Pretty soon I'll be bathed in music and information once I stop the audio recording and start listening to my stats. So as I walk out onto Shady Wood at Rivets Bog, I will unzip my jacket and stop the audio recording from my new phone.